Hello, hi, good evening, everyone. Today is a very special day. So we've got Amay Bhagchandani with us. Amay is based out of Canada, and he's a student, in Canada. So Amay, before we kind of begin this podcast, I would just want you to, give us a little something like an elevator intro about yourself, the program specifically that you are, working about the program, the institution that you have enrolled yourself in, the city you are based out of. Basically, these are the experiences which the potential students who are willing to make their career in Canada would be of great help to these guys. So why don't you just throw some light on that?
Yeah, thank you. So, like I said, I am a new transfer student. I am getting familiar to the campus and the ways of life at UBC right now. My program allows me to get into multiple career streams. Political sciences, opening my doors to get into politics and some of the local stuff that goes on in the city, and the master program, which goes in the so it's a 4-year program, a 4.5-year program. So the first 4 years is your bachelor. I'm a transfer student, so I've already finished 2 years up to my degree, and for the next 2 years I'll be finishing up my political science undergrad. And for the last 6 months of the program, I'll be doing the master's part of it, master's of management. That will allow me to get into business jobs, like if I want to do investment banking, or if I want to do management in at some like high local firms, or I want to do global politics. I have many options with that program, and it's very good for networking as well too.
Perfect. So which means a combination of political science along with management opens up multiple streams that a student can kind of really opt for.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And if you can just share, a quick summary about, your day in the life of campus, and what exactly is a typical day for you.
Each day varies for me. Right now, the new semester will start in September, and then I will get more familiar with the campus. Like I said, it's going to be my first year at UBC. Up till now, my days varied a lot. Usually my mornings would start off me with like eating, and then just regular house stuff, get myself ready, go to the gym, and then my classes would vary from anywhere like around 10 a.m. to I would even have evening classes 5-6 p.m. sometimes. So my days are pretty packed with school stuff, and also I have been working full-time this summer actually as a sales manager at a roofing firm. So I was doing door-to-door sales based in Lower Mainland BC, near Vancouver, going all the way from Surrey to North Vancouver, and I've converted over hundreds of $1,000s in sales just working as a salesman at a roofing.
The $100,000 is what you have already clocked in, which I think is a very good
revenue for that company for sure.
Very natural question that it's coming to my mind, and I'm assuming that it'll come to the students' mind as well. So, any specific reason of selecting this program or this specific institution? Like, basically, what I'm trying to understand is what drove this decision for you to choose this program and the institution?
That's a good question. So the institution is bigger to me than the program. So I want to be an entrepreneur one day and start my own firm. And UBC is a very well-known university around the world. Okay, and it's going to allow me to access a lot of resources that will allow me to network with a lot of people. And it has a lot of career development programs, like at the UBC BMM program, you have access to all the UBC Sauder resources. So UBC Sauder is the business school of UBC.
Okay.
And they have programs that work on you individually, one-on-one, with career development, working on your resume, working on the cover letter, internships, jobs. It's very accessible, and there's a very well path towards it. And for the last 2-3 years, I wasn't able to find that path. So getting into this program is going to allow me to upstream for my career and jumpstart it in a lot of ways.
So it's not just the course content that's going to help you out, but what exactly happens after that? Exactly. The course is kind of really going to help you out with that. And what's the role that institution plays in this?
It allows me to network, and it allows me to access resources that wouldn't be available at a institution that might not be very well known, and it allows me to access those resources and get to a point where I can globally instead of thinking smaller.
Got it. Yeah. And would you want to touch about about the curriculum. If you want to talk about the faculty, what's the kind of faculty is there, the difference that you saw in India vis-a-vis the faculty in Canada. If you can just throw some light on the curriculum and the faculty expertise.
So for faculty in India, I finished my middle school in India. So up till then, I can only compare Indian faculty in terms of middle school in Canada or middle school in India. But the university faculty, if I want to compare from my previous university, which is KPU, and to UBC, even though I haven't started UBC yet, I've had a lot of interactions with the faculty.
Okay.
KPU is a very good university. It's very hands-on, and professors are very, it's smaller classes, so they are good with one-on-one learning, and
So more focus is there.
it's more focused. But UBC allows, like I said, it really, I'm gonna talk a lot about it, because the resources UBC allows is infinite, to be honest.
So which means the faculty, because of the size of the batches, the faculty can give you more focus.
Exactly.
It's more resourceful, and of course the opportunities in terms of placements and everything are already indirect to this.
Even though like a smaller scale university like KPU allows professor to have maybe one-on-one time with you more, UBC allows you to think bigger in terms of your approach and in terms of entrepreneurship. Even the last part of the program, the management part, will definitely help with that, because solder resources are very useful when it comes to building your own business. And also, yeah, it definitely helps you to drive yourself.
And you spoke about a very interesting thing, that the networking part.
Yeah.
So what's the overall networking potential that you see in institutions like these?
It's definitely a lot more than a smaller scale university, just because more people from around the globe come to a larger scale university. So it's gonna help more people with different cultures.
More diverse and people, diverse background, experiences, and things like that. Wonderful. So this, of course, I think helps you develop a great amount of consumer behavior understanding, because of this varied nature, which the students can really, take advantage of. If we talk about getting started, in a new academic environment. So how has your experience been? If you can just walk us through the first few weeks, what was your experience, and how do you think things are shaping up?
They are shaping up good. I'm yet to interact with more people on campus yet.
Okay.
And I'm yet to start my classes, but just the process of starting out university, choosing my classes, and the faculty has been very helpful, and the resources are much easier to access. Yeah, it just gives me more peace of mind, and they made it very easy to.
Okay. And can you help us get a little familiar with the campus facilities?
Yeah, so I'm also learning about the campus facilities as of right now. But what the school can offer, I can tell you more about it. That they do offer a lot of extracurricular activities and clubs. So there's a lot of MUNs, debate clubs, or if you want to do sports, you can get into sports easily. There's teams. They play at a divisional level. They play youth sports. So if you want to get into sports, or if you want to just get out of your shell a little more, it will definitely allow you to do that for sure.
So what's the camaraderie that you've seen amongst the students?
So I'm yet to see that. Yeah, but I do actually have experience, just because I am from Vancouver, and I did my high school there. So I do have friends there. And when I was at KPU for the first 2 years, I still went to UBC to see my friends and go to a couple events with them. So what I've seen over there is there's a lot of like people that are willing to interact with you and willing to learn off people. So if you go to a smaller scale university, most people would just be kind of closed off, from my experience, and they would focus more on their self-learning. But at a larger scale university like UBC, from what I've seen, is that people are going to university to meet people and to build these connections, and that's what their main priority is.
Yes, giving importance to the networking at the right time kind of can really help you, cascade your career developments.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Okay, wonderful. Amay, so another thing that I would want to kind of come towards and discuss with you would be academic and the classroom experience. So if you just put some highlight on that.
Yeah, for sure. So the classroom experience from what I've had up till now, because I went to a local university, the classes were up to probably 30 people. Okay. Um, it depends on your program, truly. I was pursuing marketing for the last 2 years.
I typically wanted to understand the teaching style. But of course, that I understand that the way, depending on the courses, the subjects will be different, and the deeper understanding of the subjects will vary a lot. But I was just more keen on in terms of the teaching style, the grading systems, the classroom culture. These are the softer aspects of life.
Yeah, of course. It does still depend on the classes and program, because some classes will actually allow you to network even in those smaller groups. Because it is smaller groups, it's easier to interact with people. I'm gonna find out more when I go to UBC how it is to interact with people when they're at a larger scale, because they'll have 200 people plus classes. A lot of business classes will push for you to join groups and talk to people, and some of the more arts classes or a class like English would be like you are more focused on yourself completely. But the professors do have a lot of hands-on learning. They do offer that a lot because it is a smaller class, so it is really easy to communicate and just talk to them. Honestly, it is a lot easier to get feedback from them. And I can make a comparison from here to India too, just from what I've experienced in India. Professors don't want to be a part of you. Like they want to, they care about your studies, but not to a point where they want to learn about yourself more. In Canada, professors are more interactive with you.
They're more to, they begin with understanding you much better.
Exactly.
Before they kind of really take on the academics part and all.
Yeah.
So which means that, they first build the camaraderie, and then the learning experience kind of really takes a different level. Or
Exactly. Absolutely. They allow you.
I think it's a very, very important point, and very important for the international students for going from India to Canada. That'll really help them.
I feel like they allow you to have a safe space to share.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have any questions or anything that's kind of troubling you, they're more than happy to also learn more about
That's very, very important.
Yeah.
So this brings me a great interaction. I just have a couple of, one more question. So when, if you can just talk about some part-time work opportunities and, the career preparation, how do these two things go hand in hand?
Yeah, for sure. So I've had a couple part-time jobs. I used to be a chef. I did that all throughout high school. I worked at a company called Earls, and I also worked as a server. So I was a leader in the kitchen, and then I worked as a server.
Okay.
Once I had that experience, and one of my goals in life is also to maybe own a restaurant one day. So that's definitely helped me a lot and made me gain a lot of knowledge.
Sure, it goes without saying. Yeah.
And then once I graduated high school, in the last year, I've started sales. I had no prior experience to sales before this. A friend of mine pretty much introduced me to this guy who owned a roofing company, and we set up an interview. I went out, did a lot of, so it's door-to-door sales, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely. I think that's the best way of starting to learn management.
Yeah.
That's the you get to learn the ground reality. So Amay, this is a very interesting part. If you can just help us understand, if let's assume we are talking about to a new student altogether. So what should be the approach that this new student should take when they're trying to gain some work experience along with their studies? There's just a couple of 2-3 points that step 1, step 2, step 3.
Yeah, for a new student, it's definitely important to get out of your shell a little bit, because you are in a new country and there's a lot of things you have to learn. Definitely get your schooling all set before you get into the work part of it.
Okay.
Because if you are not already fully focused on one thing, you cannot resort to another.
That's very true.
So first step I would say is get yourself in a space where you can open-mindedly, you can keep an open mind and you can approach new situations. Because if you are not fully sure about what you're doing in school or what's gonna happen with this, and you're not on top of that stuff, you're not gonna be able to put your effort into something else.
Absolutely. Important point. Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can go about working, especially in Canada. A lot of international students I've seen actually worked in restaurants too. I've worked with a couple international students myself in restaurants. It usually depends on what their goals are and how much drive they have and what they're willing to do and what their circumstances are. If you need financial and you need to work, yeah, you could definitely get a part-time job and it'll definitely help. But I would still say main focus would be
Any pro tip for new students to find out these part-time jobs? That I mean, I'm completely talking only from the experience point of view. So any pro tip you want to give for these students
to find a
out the part-time job that really helps them kind of add to their experience?
Yeah, definitely. Would the part-time job be like anything that would be?
Honey, ideally, what I think a part-time job would be something that acts as a addition to your educational experience as well. Something that adds on to that.
Yeah.
Something that's somewhere related.
If you have the drive and you're able to approach people, you could get a part-time job easily, especially in Canada. If you're working just purely to work, I don't think that would be the best approach, because you do want to be fully onto something. Like, you want to put your effort into something, right? So I would say learn more about it, and then once you are excited yourself about something, yeah.
So basically what I was saying, let's say for example, let me give you an example. Let's assume there's ex-student who's going from India to Canada. The student's interest is in advertising, marketing, communications, and that's the field that he or she's doing the studies also. And in case they have to look out for a part-time job, let's say in an advertising agency or a media firm or something of that sort. So what's an ideal approach that they should take while they're in Canada? You get financial help definitely is there, but if you also get a chance to work in a field in which you are actually wanting to build your career, that really helps.
So what actually a lot of universities do, and the university I went to, KPU, what they offer is a program called co-op. Okay, so what you do is it's part of your degree, and you get credits towards your degree for that. And you take like a semester off, and you switch semesters actually. So one semester is for work and one semester is for studies. And what the university does a lot of times, they offer job fairs, and they offer like these internships. If you are at a certain GPA and you're doing good in your academics, you will have the opportunity to get to talk to these people and potentially get an internship or a job with them.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. This scenario that you've shared with us is going to help a lot of students who are going to listen to this podcast. Right, great. Thank you so much, Amay. It's been a pleasure talking to you. You've highlighted some very, very important points. Thank you so much for taking out time.
Thank you so much.
Great.